Give me a second here. So, Chicago, I guess, is next on the list to get the city cleaned up. You have an incompetent governor, Governor Pritzker, and an even more incompetent mayor, Mayor Brandon Johnson. Mayor Johnson's approval rate is 8%. And instead of him siding with the citizens of Chicago, he signed an executive order siding with the criminals, saying they will not cooperate with ICE or any federal agency for any reason. Okay, so and then he took and lined up snowplows and blocked the exits. You can't make this shit up. He took snowplows and blocked all the exits on the freeway. And Governor Pritzker put snowplows around every courthouse. So does this clown, neither one of these clowns realize that they think that putting the snowplows there is going to keep the federal agents from getting in. And that's not going to stop them. If they bring in the National Guard, the National Guard has trucks that can literally lift up an 80-ton tank and put it on the flatbed and drive off with it. Hi, Link. These people are just brain dead. Hey, Jefferson. You know, hey, Techie. Hi, Lex. Hi, Helen. Hi, V1. Hi from Iran. Wow. But hey, from Nebraska. Hi, O Panda. Well, I was born in the southern suburbs of Chicago, so I know a lot about Chicago. Chicago has been, especially the South Side, has been extremely dangerous for like 35 years. And the mayor of Chicago said in an interview last week, when he was asked if he would take and hire more police officers if the feds gave him the money, he said, hiring more police isn't the answer. The answer is building more affordable housing, which is code word for low-income high-rises, which is not the answer. They used to have what they called the Cabrini Green projects in Chicago. They were a cesspool of gangs and violence and drugs. They tore them down. And now this mayor says, well, you know, the answer to the problem is building more of them. Building more low-income housing is not the answer. The answer is stop coddling criminals. Thank you, Lex. I no longer live by Chicago. I live in Montana now, but still, my years of growing up there, you know, allow me to have insights that a lot of other people wouldn't. Um, it's just, hi, Riley. It's just crazy how this incompetent governor and incompetent mayor think that putting a snowplow in front of a federal building is going to keep the feds out of the federal building. That's the current plan that the governor has. He's putting snowplows around every courthouse so that when the feds come, that they can't get into the courthouse. And impeding a federal agent in the process of their job is a felony. And it doesn't have to be ICE or just DHS. I'm a Christian, that doesn't mean I'm a nationalist. You know, for them to say, rather, get back on track here, that they can block the federal government from doing something without repercussions, that's not true. That is not true. Yes, the U.S. is basically a Christian country. We have other faiths here. If you, like they showed last night on this one YouTube channel, this girl was standing in front of an ICE vehicle, and every time it moved, she moved. That's a felony. To impede a federal agent while they're committing their job is a felony. And she said that more like that will be happening because the ICE officers were scared of them because they left. Well, if they don't have backup, just one or two ICE officers against, 20 or 30 protesters, they're going to go, but they're going to come back with help. That's what this lady failed to understand. They're not just going to go away and not come back. For tomorrow, I'm working on a stream about this young lady from Ukraine that came here to escape the war, and she was unalived over the weekend. And she did nothing wrong. The video shows she did absolutely nothing wrong. But I think that deserved its own stream. So we will be back tomorrow. Talk to you soon. Take care. Bye for now.